All right, this is part two of our review after coming back from spring break. And we're still focusing on solving triangles. And with this exercise here, we're going to be actually using the inverse of our functions. Earlier in the week, we were using cosecant, and I was showing you shortcuts how to find cotangent, and we were just basically putting them underneath a numerator of 1. So this one's going to be a little bit different because we're going to be using more of the inverse functions. So what I'm going to do here is cover 28 and 30. So I'll start here with 28. And all of these are using that same triangle. So what we'll do here is get that triangle set up for 28. And I've got angle M, angle P, and angle N. Then I have side N, side P, and side M. Okay, so if you notice, we're actually going to be finding angles for this review right here. So 28, we're looking to find angle N. Okay, so let's label what we have right now. This is the right angle right there where angle P is. Let's see here. They give us that side N is a length of 15 and that side M is a length of 9. All right. A few things you can do is we could use the Pythagorean theorem and solve for side P, and then we can kind of pick the function we want. Or what we can do is pull up our chart and let's look at what we have for angle N. All right, so angle N right here, that shows that M is the adjacent side and N is the opposite side. Okay, so I'm going to pull up this chart here and I'm going to try and look at the first three functions, our main three. This is our big three right here. And I have an adjacent and an opposite side identified. So if I look right here at tangent, it uses the opposite and the adjacent side. So we're going to set that up with tangent. So I have the tangent of angle N equals, and we pull up our chart, and tangent is opposite over adjacent, so equals 15 over 9. All right, now moving forward, you could simplify this fraction, but we're going to try and do this as efficient as possible with as less amount of work because a lot of this is calculator work. So what I need to do first is I need to isolate my angle, and so we did this kind of at the beginning of our chapter. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to move tangent over to the other side so I can solve for N. So when I move tangent to the other side, I get this equation. Tangent -1. And if you look above your tangent button on your calculator, there is a second operation, or if you hit second in tangent, it pulls up to tangent -1. And I'm going to leave my fraction right here. So this right here is actually what's going to go inside your calculator for your answer. So when we get our calculator ready, we're going to put angle N equals, and then in my calculator, I'm typing in, I'm hitting the second button and tangent because it's going to turn it into tangent -1. And then I'm just going to type in 15 over 9, or 15 divided by 9, and I get 59.03. And our directions are to round to the nearest tenth, so we end up with N being 59 degrees. All right. Now moving on to number 30. I'm going to draw out our triangle again. It always helps to draw the triangle So I'm a visual type of person. We have angle M, angle P, and angle N. And then we have side N, side P, and side M. All right, so let's label what they gave us. So side N is 22. And side P is 30. And they want us to solve for M. They want to find angle M. All right, so let's look at angle M, and this is our right angle here is P that's given to us. Let's see here. With P, we have the right angle, and we're solving for angle M. So angle M, I have my adjacent side, which is right here. So there's adjacent, and P is my hypotenuse. That's the leg across from the right angle. All right, so this one, what we're going to do is let's use our chart again, our table. All right, and if I look at my chart, I'm looking for the function that has the same information that I have on my assignment. So they've given me the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. So first I'm going to look at my big three. The big three is always what you want to look at first. And if I look at the big three, I've got opposite and the hypotenuse. Nope, I don't need to solve for the side M, so I don't need that. I'm looking for adjacent and hypotenuse, and it is right here. Cosine is telling me that I'm going to use adjacent over hypotenuse. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, how that looks. So we have the cosine, which is what our chart told us. We're using angle M equals, and our chart tells us that the sides we are using are adjacent on top of hypotenuse. So adjacent is 22, and my hypotenuse is 30. All right. So like we did here for number 28, we want to move cosine over to the other side so I can get what angle M is. All right, so we're going to rewrite this equation for our calculator as angle M equals cosine inverse, because we moved it to the other side, so it changed. And we keep our fraction right here. And again, if you want to simplify, you can. You don't need to. You can just go straight into the calculator with the whole fraction that they give you right here. And again, guys, this is what goes into the calculator. And if you look above the cosine button on your calculator, there is an operation for cosine -1. So let's type that in our calculator. I'm going to hit second cosine because that pulls up cosine -1. And then I'm just going to type that fraction in. 22 over 30, or 22 divided by 30, and then I'm going to hit equals, and I get that M, oops, come back here, there we go, and I've got M equals 42.83, and again we're rounding to the nearest tenth, so I get M equals 42.8. And that is how we find our angles. So for your assignment to end out part 2, we're going to be looking at numbers 29, 31, 32, and 33.